Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a Monterey Jack casserole, kind of a breakfast casserole really. And it's real simple to throw together. You can either do this in a deep dish pie crust, which I'm not doing today, or in a 9x9, which I already have prepared. But I've got 1 pound of sausage here that's just plain breakfast sausage. If you want to use Italian sausage, you can use that if you'd like a little more spice to it. But I've got it going. And I'm going to just increase this a little bit. And we're going to use 1 onion. It's a small onion. I got a small green pepper out of the garden. I only have a few of them left here. Some of them are really small, but I'm trying to get, it's October, today, tomorrow? What day is October, Wednesday? Yeah. So I'm just happy that I'm still getting things out of the garden. I've also got 3 cloves of garlic here that I don't have prepared like Mom usually does. And I'm going to use a jalapeno pepper that I got out of the garden, just to give it a little bit more spice. So, like I said, I've got 1 pound of sausage here. It's almost cooked up. I'm just going to dice up this onion and get it thrown in there so it can get softened. Now, everything's going to still cook for about 35 to 40 minutes in the oven once we get this all thrown together. So everything's not going to have to be totally cooked because it's still got cooking time going. Now I like a little bit of I like a big size onion. I don't like the little onions you barely taste, so I'm cutting them in maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch. We'll put those in with the sausage to get them softened up a little bit. Get those incorporated. Hope you guys are all having a good beginning of fall. It's been kind of busy. I'm actually one season ahead. I'm in the winter, getting everything planned for the chickens and the rabbits and the quail and the pigeons. Quail and the pigeons, pretty much I've got that taken care of, but I'm trying to make sure I've got all the the heated waters for the chickens and the rabbits. Yesterday was actually our rabbit spa day, as I call it. We had each of the rabbits out and getting their nails cut, getting a little outdoor time, brushing them out. As you know, we have 11 lion head rabbits up here, and 10 of them are outside. One of them's over there. He's our indoor rabbit, and that's Thumper. We even grabbed him, took him outside yesterday so he could get some outdoor time. I'm going to save this over here for the chickens. You guys used to know I used to look down at my feet or over at the corner and see Brody standing there watching me. But he's not here with us anymore, so now I've got Thumper, who I'm telling you is starting to remind me a lot of Brody. He has a lot of the same actions and way he acts. So let me get these peppers done and get them in real quick. I'm going to do the garlic last because you don't want to put it right away because it's going to burn if you're cooking it at the same time. You don't want to cook it real long. And this onion and sausage is smelling good already. Like I said, we had all the rabbits out here. I'll show you some pictures up here while I'm chopping these peppers of all the different rabbits. We had, like I said, 10 of them. One of them we didn't get out yesterday, which is Diane. Let me grab my scraper. Diane is due on October the 12th. She's going to give us our second litter of bunnies. We have one, his name is Phantom. He's the only one we have left from her last litter. I kept him, he's my little buddy. I'll put a picture of him up here. And I don't know where he's got it from because his mama and daddy, which is Diane's his mama, and Thumper over there is his daddy. They don't have the big fluffy skirt in the back. We brushed him yesterday probably about 9, 10, 11 times and just getting wads and wads of fur out. That boy has more fur than I think all of our other lion heads put together. So you can imagine how hard it is to keep it untangled. So now let's get this pepper jalapeno together here. And I'm just going to take out the seeds. So I don't want it real spicy, and the seeds and the white membrane in here is usually where all the heat is. I'm going to cut this one again so it's easier to get these out. Maybe. There we go. Now, if you want to add some other vegetables to this to make it a full meal, by all means, you could throw some cauliflower in there, some broccoli. Get these kind of small so I get them out all throughout. And we'll throw those right in there too. Now, putting them in here now and getting them in with the oil is going to spread the heat out throughout the entire thing. If you didn't want that, you could put them in at the very end of the mixture. That way you just have the heat right in that individual bite. But the oil in here is going to be infused with this, and it's going to put the spiciness throughout. All right, let's do these garlics up real quick. Mom always has these all prepared. Whoop, but I'm not Mom. I don't think I whacked that one good enough. There we go. I just about smashed it to pieces. Yeah, like I was saying, we're trying to get everything ready for winter because we're up here on the mountain, and we get snowed in, lose electric. We have to have it ready here. We can't go out and get what we need. So making sure all of our generator works, our solar generator and gas generator. And we have heated waters for everybody. I do keep a few jugs, probably about 3 or 4 7-gallon containers of water inside at all times. That way if electric goes off and there's no heated water is available, then I can just change them out like I did the first year we were here. I was out every morning at 4 in the morning changing them out when I got home again. But we only had quail back then. Now we got quail, pigeons, chickens, rabbits, our silkies. Am I missing anybody? No, I think that's everybody. I'm going to give this a little mince. And I think that sausage and peppers and onions is done, so I'm going to turn that off and just throw this garlic in. Rinse off my hands. I'm going to get this all incorporated together. Now, we're going to be putting that either in the pie crust, which, like I said, we're not using the pie crust today. We're just going to use the 9x9, or in here. So we need something that's going to bind the meat mixture together, and that's where this comes in. I don't know why I set this over here. We're not ready for that one yet. So the recipe calls for 4 eggs, which is a chicken egg. I used and I've got quail eggs in here. If you aren't familiar with quail eggs, let me just show you the difference here after I wash or dry off my hands. This is our regular chicken egg. And this one came from Annabelle because I got it out. She's with the Silky, so I know hers because hers is the biggest of all the Silkies. This is our Silky egg. So it's just about 2/3 the size of that. And then we have our quail eggs. So it takes about 3, sometimes 4 quail eggs of these to equal 1 of these. So I have an abundance of Silky eggs and quail eggs because one of the family diners downtown buys all of my chicken eggs, the regular size chicken eggs. So I get to use the quail and the Silkies. And they taste just about the same, almost identical, except the quail eggs are a little bit healthier for you. So I can put a link down below to my website. It tells you all the benefits of the quail eggs. Silky eggs are identical to the regular chicken eggs. They're just smaller because, of course, the Silkies are smaller. So I've got the eggs in here. I'm going to put 2 cups of 1/2 and 1/2. And that's going to be a full container of this because this is, 16 ounces. If I can even open this today. There it goes. This is just going to make it nice and rich. If you don't want the extra fat and the richness, you can use plain milk, but this adds a lot to the recipe. Get that all incorporated. And to that, I'm going to put probably about a teaspoon of dried basil. This is our dried basil from the garden. And I'm going to use regular onion powder, which I do have Mom's onion powder back here. But I'm going to use her, she dried some green onion and made green onion powder. And I do like the taste of green onions. So I'm going to use that in this one today. Probably about a teaspoon. And you can adjust that to your likeness, however much you like. And even though we have garlic in there, I'm still going to put about maybe a teaspoon of garlic powder in here. Half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, because I like my garlic. And then we're going to use half a teaspoon of baking powder. That's just going to give it some lift. Yeah, about that. And 1 cup of flour. And then we're just going to bring that all together. If you guys have noticed, this isn't my whisk. This is actually a beater from my hand mixer, and I don't know where my whisk is, and this works just as well. But you do want to get that flour mixed in real well so you don't have clumps of it in your batter. Alright, I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to that. And the reason I like to put all the garlic and all the other flavors and powders and seasonings in here is because it's going to mix into the liquid and go throughout the entire casserole. I could have put it in the meat and you'd have pieces of it here and there. Here I know it's going to mix it all the way throughout. Okay, that looks pretty good mixed. Now we'll get the prepared 9x9. I'm going to take, it calls for a cup of Monterey Jack and a cup of cheddar. I'm going to take, so I mixed them together. I got the 2 cups here. I'm going to take about a cup of it, maybe 3/4 cup of it, and just mix it into the meat. So we have some throughout in the meat mixture. And then I'm going to put this into the 9x9. All right. Now spread that out nice and evenly. I could eat this with a fork right now. It smells that good. And then just pour your egg and milk mixture, half and half mixture, right over the top. And then we're going to top it with the rest of the cheese. I got little bits of onions and everything all over the place. Just all over the top here. And I'm going to put this in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Everybody watch it because everyone's oven's a little different. My little toaster oven cooks a little faster than most, so I'll probably get 25 to 30 minutes on this. But while it's cooking, I'm going to go out the garden and chop off some tops of my walking onions so I have something to decorate it with. So I'll be back in about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay guys, I'm back. It took about 30 minutes in the toaster oven. In fact, I even had to put a piece of aluminum foil over top because it was getting kind of brown. Oops, that's still rather warm. I'll show you what it looks like here. Got nice and toasty on top. And like I told you, I went out to the garden and got some green onion tops off of our onions. Way back in, these are the onions I found are wild garlic and wild onion. Put my hand up there so you can see it. These grow everywhere up here, and spring and the summer or fall, they really go crazy. They're just starting to come up, so I'm going to be getting a lot of these and dehydrating them. But I decided I was going to grab some of them and just mix them right in here with this. You probably got them growing in your yard. It just looks like some tall grass blades. Go out and give them a pull and smell, and if it smells garlicky, oniony, you've got them. So let me get these, put right on here. Just going to decorate the top just a little bit. All right. Now, the fun part, trying to get it out of here and put it on the plate. I'm going to use the knife and see if I can cut a nice piece. That cheese made a nice crispy crust right across the top. All right, it's cut. Now let's see if I can get it out. I did it. I'm impressed with myself. You see the sausage, actually the egg mixture went down below the sausage, helped mix the sausage in there somewhat. Now I like to put a little sour cream right on top. Put some more greens up there to make it look nice. And now the real test. Well, that one's down. Let's get a different fork. Let's give this a taste. I'm gonna grab some of that sour cream. That is very good. That is amazing. I can taste it. The peppers and onions are the first thing I'm tasting. Sausage is real good in there. I think I'd like to have done a spicy sausage. I do taste a little bit of jalapeno, not much, but I think a spicy sausage would have been better for my taste because I like spicy. So give this one a try. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us up here in Cumberlachia. Until next time, y'all have a great day and God bless. Bye-bye.